Hi, Ray Hayden here. In this video, I'm going to go through the one stage of the two-stage air filter change that we're going to do here on the, this is a Toro 3000 series Z Master mower. It's a commercial grade mower and it has the Kohler engine on it. Just to make sure we're talking about the same thing. It says CV742. It's a Kohler Command Pro. I don't know if that's, in all honesty, I don't know if that's just the air filter or the entire engine alone, but it's a pretty good engine. It does a really good job for me so far, but it's also a brand new mower. So with that, even though it is a brand new mower, let's talk about this air filter. People, we've been changing air filters in our cars or whatever forever, and they've kind of get really unique where they put these things because they kind of cram everything into the automotive engine area, and it's kind of a hoot on how to get the air filter in or out, if you can even find the thing in the car nowadays. It's kind of hilarious. But this is basically right out in the open. It's on top of the engine, which is fantastic. I guess it kind of ought to be near the intake somewhere, right? Anyways, this outer cover just comes off. This other cover is for the other part of the filter. Now, I'm just going to knock some of the woodland out of my filter cover, and this just kind of pulls off. As a matter of fact, I got to lift this up a little bit. This is the overhead prevent the rollover survival thing. Anyway, so this is the inner filter. I don't need to change this just yet, but you can see, there's property. Some of my property is on this filter. So I'm going to change this out right now. And I can't remember if I needed to change it at the 10-hour point or not. So I'll make sure I pick up. These are not inexpensive. This one here is very expensive. So I'll make sure that I get another filter when I have this thing taken in for its 50-hour service. And this just pops in and slides on. Make sure it's seated nicely. And then basically just take our top. And there is a top and a bottom here. The bottom has these holes on it. All right. So we'll go ahead and slide this back on. And these latches here, let me show you, I should probably show you these. This has a nice little latch on it. The latch goes on in a certain location around the filter up here at the top. It's basically across from where this other one is. So if you do one at a time, you'll never have a hard time finding where the thing goes back on. And just slide this in here. Oh, also, there is a fitted circle within the circle. I don't know how that's coming out there. But there's a cup in there that holds the back end of this filter, so you know you've got it in the right place, all right? So we'll just go ahead and make sure we get that in there in the right place. Get everything lined up. It only goes on one way, so if we're putting it on, it's not going on easily. We're doing it wrong. We might be breaking something, so be careful with that. Snaps into place. Snaps into place. That's on nice and tight. Everything's good. The air filter is now changed, and I'm really glad that this didn't come down and knock me in the head during this video, because I didn't lock it in place up. So that was a safety failure on my part. All right, be careful, be safe. This thing here locks into place straight up almost, but it's a good idea. But in order to get the air filter cover off, I did have to lift it up out of the way. So keep that in mind. The reason why I have this down, by the way, talking about safety, number one, the land is flat. The land here is absolutely flat to the very, for everything that I can see of the land, it's all flat. There's zero chance of me rolling over on this land the way it is. Also, I'm trimming the trees. I'll make another video about that, show you where I'm at so far. I'm making really good progress with this Ryobi equipment behind me. I've already made a couple of videos about that. I'll make another one or two on the process of what's going on with that. But the trees need to be raised up. I need to trim the trees so that I can raise up this bar and not get whacked by the trees, because the trees are right now, currently I'm ducking and weaving like a prize fighter to get around the bushes, the trees and the Spanish moss hanging from them and stuff. So I need to get that up about 8 feet up in the air, and then I know I'll have enough clearance to put my anti-roll bar, I forget, it's called pots or tops or something. I forget what this thing's called, but it's got a specific call to it. But I'll go ahead and put this thing back up at that particular time, because right now it is currently more of a danger than a safety feature, because I don't want to hit a heavy-duty branch on an oak tree and have that thing come crashing down on me. That would end my fun real fast. So anyways, that covers the air filter change, and until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.